Great rise of beautiful beings, great rise of beautiful beings. This is Revere Essence. Let's talk about a few things, okay? Um, I will be doing Patreon. All my videos will be directed towards Patreon. They will be cut down to 3 minutes, but I am uploading like a few more videos. But yeah. I'm to the point now where I don't need to explain or qualify or try to reach out to to an audience. It's time that my perspective is honored on a whole nother level, okay? Holistic healer, guidance, teacher, all of that. It's time. It's overdue, okay? It's overdue. Overdue. But today we're going to talk about the Tower of Babel. Okay? The Tower of Babel deals with your psychic powers, your telepathy, your knowledge, your wisdom, your gnosis, you being tapped into higher powers, higher realms where you can connect, right? Now everything is systematically being harvested through technology, okay? The technology used to be the body. It used to be very pristine. It used to run at its optimum levels of 100%. Now, the body is being dumbed down and we're relying on smart technology, smart devices to actually relay messages for us through a process, okay? Like, they're taking our thought patterns and our thought vibrations and they're actually using it, harvesting the thought and the frequency, intercepting the telepathic world, okay? Dumbing our frequency down and using their technology to listen to everything we think, okay? There was a time where we could telepathically speak to the heavens and speak to each other. Now they want us to use our hands and our mouths while they intercept our telepathy. Okay? While they intercept our conscious and our thoughts. Okay? They know what you're praying. They know who you're praying to. They know what you're begging about. They know what you're pleading for. They know who you done murdered, who you done fucked over, who you done did everything to. Because they're collecting all of our thoughts through technology. Just if you're not who they want or who they thinking about, it's like lottery. They pretty much seeking and looking for people. If you have hidden money, if you got hidden baggage, if you got secret anything, they know. The nanoparticles and stuff are simulating. They know the frequency. All these study groups, all these lab groups where they've been monitoring people's neurons and bandwidth frequencies. All of that, all these research groups, all these studies, all these prisoners, all these psych ward people, all created it so that they can have the ups on us. They could be 10 and 15 and 30 and 100 years more advanced than us, which they're not more advanced. If we heighten our frequency, if we get in our Christ conscious, our God conscious, if we get in our reign, their technology could never amount to us. But they're slowing down our processing system, which is our God-given created rights, but it's been slowed down through pollution, poisons, toxins, bad frequencies, spells, the Tower of Babel. They put us down here in a world where we deal with spell and cursive. Why don't we have to do cursive no more? First of all, they don't want you doing cursive no more because we're learning language. We're learning how not to do toxic connotation, which I would say is negative connotation. We're learning how to speak, I'm going, I'm willing. We're not saying I need, I want, I can't. I'm gonna use the lottery for example, okay, because I've been focusing my intent on a lot of things, how not to put toxic connotation into the reality, right? Instead of saying I'm going to win, I'm winning, okay? Instead of saying maybe, shoulda, coulda, woulda, I am. I am. Ain't no I thought, it's I know. So what does this boil down to with the Tower of Babel? If you can't explain it in a context where you don't put spells on yourself, you don't curse yourself, sometimes just tell people, I don't want to communicate with you. Until you can learn to put it in a context where it opens up those celestial gateways to work in your highest regard. You need to open up those celestial gateways so your vibratory and your vernacular coming out your mouth, your intel and your intellect coming out your mouth, your thought pattern, your resonance coming out your mind, your heart, all needs to be in its highest regard. We're damning our frequency. We're damning ourselves in damnation. The spells, the vernacular, the intel that comes out of our mouth has too many toxic connotations that lower the vibration. Now we're at a point where I'm like, look, I'm not about to describe myself as black no more for real. I am. How can you put a brown dog and a black dog? Let's say you got a brown poodle and a black poodle in the room, right? Then you got different spectrums of brown people in the room. And you put that black dog and you put that brown dog on stage and you say, which dog is black? They point at the black poodle. Obviously, the black poodle is black. It's the same color as my hair, right? If not jet black, because my hair is like B2, B3, B4. It's just blacker than me, but it's actually a deep, dark mahogany chocolate. So you point at that dog and be like, that's a black dog. That's a black cat. Ooh, that's a brown dog. That's a brown cat. That's a gray dog. That's a gray cat. So why are you calling me black? I'm not black. I'm brown like the bark on a tree. I'm brown like gravy. I'm brown like chocolate mousse. I'm brown like caramel. I'm brown like pecans. I'm brown like walnuts. What are you doing? How am I black? That's a code. It's code. White is a code. That's why the chessboard is black and white. There's only two codes, black or white. There's only two human codes, black or white. And black is 3/5 of human and death, dead, not alive, not living flesh and blood. That's the number one spell and curse you could put on yourself. You got to get in that white privilege mindset. You got to get in that Tower of Babel mindset. What's the first thing they said? You tried to reach heaven. Am I right? Am I correct? You tried to reach heaven, and the gods or the God tore down the Tower of Babel. How could they tear down the Tower of Babel? By poisoning you, by spraying you, by changing and terraforming the planet, by damming up your frequency, damnation. Damnation under God. That's how. They dammed up your frequency. They got it so that your body cannot intellectually and your circuitry will not flow properly. They got it now that you have to text and speak to communicate. You have to write messages. You have to text messages. You have to send letters. When there was a time you didn't need a mail carrier. You didn't need an email. You didn't need a mailbox. You didn't need a mailbox at your house. You was able to telepathically send out that message. So the Tower of Babel, you need to build it back up. You need to build and see how I said need. We don't want. We don't need. I'm building my Tower of Babel. I've built my Tower of Babel. How do you go by that? Meditation, cleansing, purification. Because the frequency where they're hearing our thoughts, we can alter that frequency. And they would have to try to create technology to hear our thoughts at a different vibratory rate, a different hertz. It's up to you to raise your vibration, to outwit, outthink, outlive this mundane, domesticated, high profile, high dossier reality. You have to ignite the flame in you. And like I say, you have to. No. You're igniting the flame in you. See, we're to a point now where we don't need to over-explain ourselves. We don't need to explain shit. We just need to vision where we see ourselves. Stop talking and just vision where you see yourself. Stop explaining and just be. There's a code and an honor to just being. Stop explaining yourself. A lot of setbacks, a lot of turmoil will dissipate, will dissolve. It's time that you put yourself, and not it's time. You're putting yourself in a state of being where you live before the word. You existed before the word. You existed before the spell. You existed before the curse. You're existing. You're in the now. You're present. Being the now and present is more crucial than you've ever seen in your times. You're in the now. You're present. You're being. You're rising up the Tower of Babel. There are so many more contacts I could add to this. They will be on Patreon. Okay? Your growth, your potential is infinite. You can alter your frequency anytime you want to. You're altering your frequency. You're raising your frequency. You're raising your frequency. You are becoming the Tower of Babel. Why would something or someone not want you to speak to the gods? Ask yourself, who's intercepting my thoughts? Who's intercepting my cry, my plea, my prayer? Where is it actually going? If at one time we were all speaking one language, telepathy, and now they changed our oral network and tongue and mindset so we can't send out the same frequency. And we can't speak to the gods. It's a lot to think about. The symbolic reign of the Phoenicians is here. It's been here. It's been here for a while. There's something symbolically happening with the pink aura, purple rain colors. Something is happening. There's a loud trumpet call for a new shift in our reality. There's a thought form that's governing our reality right now. Spirit says something about the purest white light. And that may be the indigo, purple, bluish, pink color. So just know we're at a time where we need to limit. We need to limit what we speak. We need to limit what we think, and we just need to be. Just being is very crucial in today's age. Not being consumed by our vices or devices. The lady in the grocery store, I don't know how long it took her to shop, but as soon as she got out the grocery store, she got her doors open. She got her hatch open to her car. She used putting her groceries in the car as a smoke break. She couldn't wait till she put the 10 bags of groceries in the car with the toilet tissue and the water. She had to light up a cigarette to put her groceries in the car. But I can't talk shit because as soon as I got my chicken out the grocery store, I sat down in the car and I opened up my box of chicken and started eating. I couldn't wait until I got back home. I wanted to eat a piece of chicken while it was hot and crispy. But imagine that, shopping around a grocery store, and you can't completely put your groceries in the car without lighting a cigarette. Like you got one hand smoking and one hand lifting groceries up. Now, somebody might say, well, she probably don't smoke in her car. Shitting me. You got the hatch up. You got the door open. You're getting in your car with your head sitting your groceries all the way deep into your trunk. So that ain't it. If you smoke the cigarette that fast, that ain't it. I just feel like everybody had their vices. You know what I mean? And I realized younger, I can replay when I was a child. People really did be in the grocery store about 30, 40 minutes. And as soon as they walk out the grocery store, they're lighting a cigarette at the door. Like when the door open to the grocery store, they lighting a cigarette. It's so normal. You see it so much you don't know. You know, I feel like your vices can be a chokehold. You know what I mean? Like 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 a person who can buy lottery tickets out the machine and they could take them home and scratch them. Like, you bring your groceries in the house, you sit down, make a cup of coffee and scratch your lottery. Then you got some people that can make it to the parking lot. Then you got some people like, nope, I'm going to scratch them right here because I might want to play again. I want to know if I lost the one. You got some people that won't even scratch the lottery ticket. They just scratch the barcode and scan it. Well, we all have our chokeholds. We all got our vices. It just depends on that tack. But right now, today, if you were fortunate enough to find, or the algorithms brought this message to you, if you're not in a situation where you need to talk yourself out of the situation, just be. The Tower of Babel is your friend. Okay? That's why they destroyed it. It wasn't about you trying to physically reach God. You was up there with God in the celestial, in the ethereal. You were able to travel. You was like the kryptonite. Now, they've distorted your frequency to the point that you have to rely on their resources, their smart devices to communicate. Even the landline was a portal. The landline, that's why they got rid of the landline. They showed you in the Matrix. They was able to make specific phone calls on a certain frequency in certain locations. And it turned into a portal. Now everything voice over IP. Even if the internet fall or anything, you still had the landline. Even if the power was off, you still could use your phone. So why would you get rid of something that you could use even if there was no power? Spirit said it's pure corruption. Why would you get rid of a system that you can use even if there was no power? You know when your power go out 3-4 days, you still had a landline phone. You could literally live in a house with no power and had a phone. They cut that technology out. The reason why they did that because they want to record every single thing you do. That's why it's voice over IP now. The phones were hackable and traceable to a certain amount of people, but now they're like, you know what? We don't have time for somebody to listen in on somebody. We need to record everything. So they took you off of that. They're recording everything now. Everything is voice over IP. You have a MAC address on your cell phone. Your house phone, if you do have a house phone, has an IP address now. They recording everything. So, that's all I'm going to say on this right now. I'm sure there will be more subjects, more topics of part 1, part 2, part 3 that will be directed straight to Patreon. I have a lot to teach, and I'm going to be teaching it. And don't forget, I'm still a student, but I have a lot that can be comprehended by a select few. So there we have it. If you would like a full reading, by all means, check out the link in the description. If you would like a consultation for herbs that can actually help you change your reality, check out the links in the description. If you would like to donate to the channel and receive a sample reading on video, by all means, check out the links in the description. Until next time, unearth the magic. The truth will definitely set you free. Mwah.